seem to get quite a few questions about this custom Ruger 1022 Archangel, or 1022 Stubby as I like to call it. Stubby because of I've had the barrel done. It's quite a short gun. Well, it's actually on the UK legal limit as far as length goes. But I seem to get quite a few questions, mainly about what I've done with the barrel, well, what I've had done with the barrel. Excuse me. Basically, now you might have seen in the video where I was actually building this gun. Obviously, I haven't done the work with the barrel and the shroud. I had a gunsmith do that. But when I put it all together, I did try and explain what I had done and so forth. You know, what sort of stuff I had done with the gun. But I still get quite a lot of questions about the barrel and about the barrel shroud. So what I'm going to do is try and explain it a little bit better and just show you, give you some more close-ups, and I'll show you some of the other options that you can actually do with this gun the way I've had it done. Now, quite a few people say to me, yeah, it looks cool and everything, but you can't put a silencer on it or anything like that. Well, I can, because it is still threaded. Now, obviously, it's been safety checked. Totally clear. Now, it looks that when you look at the muzzle there, that looks just basically the end of the barrel. It does look like a silencer, but it's not. So what I'll do is I'll just show you. So all you do is just unscrew it. Just have to bear with me. There we go. Right, once it's unscrewed, the whole lot slides off. Okay, now let's show you the shroud first. Now this is in two parts, well, three parts. Now this was a scrap moderator. Now the gunsmith basically got this out of his bin for me when I told him what I wanted doing with this gun. It's a scrap moderator with basically the guts taken out of it. Excuse me. And that's it. It's just the shell of a silencer. Okay. Now all he had done to this, because obviously this bit had come off anyway, this bit had unscrewed to get the baffles out, and so at the rear as well, that bit unscrews. I'll take it all out just to show you. What I'll do is I'll put all the dimensions of everything in the details of this video. So this is basically the moderator without the baffles inside. Okay, so let's just do that back up. Well, unscrew it again, and I'll just show you. That's basically just a tube of the moderator. So screw that back up. Now I think the only thing you've done on the lathe with this is basically get that thread put in there, because once this is on, let me just screw this back up. I'm trying to do this on camera. There we go. Now remember, this is just like a hollowed out tube, nothing in there. That thread there basically screws onto the 1/2 inch UNF thread. Let's get it in focus, on the muzzle. Okay, so when you slide that over, the only thing that's keeping it on at that end is basically the barrel that fits nice and tight into there. As the barrel sort of tapers up towards the muzzle, it gets tighter and tighter on there. and then you just basically just screw it up. But while this is off, excuse me, I'll just show you what it looks like with, say, a moderator. Because I can still use this with a moderator. This is just an old moderator of mine. I forget what make it is, but I still use this, and that can just still screw up onto the thread, onto the 1/2 inch UNF thread. And that looks pretty cool. Oh, just knock the camera about. So obviously you've just got the barrel there without the shroud on. Still looks good though. You know, still looks tactical or whatever you want to call it. But it's functional with the moderator on there. So if I want to take this gun hunting, for instance, I can just take the shroud off and bang a moderator on. I've also got a SAK silencer that I'll run as well. That looks pretty cool on there. Show you. Well, I've got all these bits and pieces out. Show you on video. That looks pretty cool as well. I prefer the black one myself. Matches a bit better. I'll just show you the sort of profile of what it will look like. What I'll do is I'll roll in some footage of me shooting this with these different moderators on, and also I've got a Bond gun accessories muzzle brake. You can use any sort of muzzle brake, but I just happen to have this one at hand. Just show you what it looks like running that. Still nice and compact. Looks cool with that as well. Covered in grease. Well, frog lube actually, this barrel is. Basically just gave it a bit of a smearing for when the barrel shroud is actually on, just in case any condensation sort of gets in there and starts corroding the barrel. So I'll give it a good smear in a frog lube. And there it is with like a muzzle brake fitted. Not that you need one for a 2.2 rimfire. So basically there's a few options that you can do with this. The way I've had it done, go with a muzzle device. There's the shroud, different moderators. You can sort of just roll with what you want, and it works well. But to just go back to the good old stubby version, dead quick. Make sure I got the right one here. Slide that on, and then the thread on the muzzle just finds the thread on the end of the shroud there. So I'm just trying to do this up on camera. And there you go, back to Ruger Stubby. I've done a write-up on this gun in 2.2 Shooter Mag a few months back in, what is it, Volume 2, Issue 4. Done a bit of a write-up there, just kind of explaining what I'd done. Well, I just thought I'd do this video just to give you a bit more detail, a bit more close-up of what exactly I had done with the gun. So, but yeah, if you've got any questions about this, just fire them to me. I do seem to get quite a few about this gun. It is a bit of something different as far as Ruger 1022 goes. But I do love this gun. It is good fun to use. It seems to give it a bit more bit more of a, I know it's only a 2.2, but gives it a bit more of a tiny kick with the way the muzzle is. Hard to explain, but I don't know, it seems to make it kick a little bit, which is quite cool. Feels good. But yeah, so hope this answers a few questions and sort of just gives you a bit more insight into what the barrel shroud actually, well, how it fits. But it's nothing really complicated about it. It's just an old can that's been threaded at the muzzle end. I'm not sure if the gunsmith actually made the opening in the rear of the shroud bigger, so it could obviously just go over the profile of the barrel as it tapers up. But I'm sure that's easily done. But I think Ruger should start knocking these out, really. Just give me a little bit of a cut, you know. There you go then, guys. The Ruger 1022 stubby in a little bit more detail with exactly what I've done to this as far as the barrel and the barrel shroud goes, because that seems to be what I get all the questions about. Hope it's been helpful. Like I say, if you've got any questions, just fire them to me, and I'll try and answer them as best I can. And I'll put all the details with, you know, the measurements of this barrel shroud in the details of the video.